I think the callers are already lined up for talk radio tomorrow. What do you think?
I think Denny Green, I would say that also Foge Fazio are going to have to go in at halftime. They're going to obviously have to make some serious adjustments. And really the biggest adjustment, Al, it's nothing on paper. It's about attitude. Offensive and defensive line play is about attitude. It's man against man. It's physical. It's nasty. And if you want it, you have to go and get it.
First down from the 31. The Vikings still do not have a completed pass tonight. George finally connects. Gronk's cheer goes up in Minneapolis, and it's Andrew Glover. So with a team that has Moss, a team that has Carter, a team with the flag down here that has Jake Reed.
And you're going to have offensive pass interference.
Yep, they still don't have a completion.
Unbelievable.
Pass interference on the offense, number 80, 10 yards, repeat first down.
Carter.
Watch this. He's right here. Watch him come down, and as Jeff George leaves the pocket, he's trying to skirt around and find some room. And you can see he just actually threw the defender down on the ground, and you obviously can't do that.
First down at the 21, first and 20. So the Vikings still without that first completion. After that was taken away. Now they get it. It's Carter. Carter with a nice move to get around Woodson, and then he gets shoved as he is knocked out of bounds by Darren Hambrick.
Well, if there's a guy on this team that's going to ignite him, it's going to be this guy right here, who really literally is one of the great all-time receivers in professional football history. And there goes Emmitt Smith. He might be a little tired.
What is this all about?
I got him in already, but take a look at Cris Carter right here. Somebody has to lead the football team. Somebody's got to show some desire, and I think that's what Cris Carter is trying to do right now.
Now we'll get the immediate word on Emmitt Smith. Second down and 7 from the 33-yard line. George.
Push him down.
Knocked down at the 32-yard line. That's going to be a sack. What a tremendous job the Cowboys are doing in the secondary tonight, with Moss and Carter and Reed just no factor. In the meantime, a right hand contusion has been sustained by Emmitt Smith, and they're going to take him back and x-ray him.
Al, I think Jeff George has been beaten around so much early in this game that I would think that he's probably a little bit shaky in that pocket right now, and he's watching the pass rush.
That's on tape. That was about a minute and a half ago as they were looking at a right hand contusion. Back he goes for x-rays. Third down and 9 now for the Vikings from the 32-yard line. George under pressure. That's incomplete.
Al, he's not even looking downfield right now, and I can't say that I blame him. I don't know how you can gain some trust of your offensive linemen if they haven't been playing well tonight, and he is certainly frustrated. He's obviously disappointed. And then conversely, on the other side, the Cowboy defense is just doing a great job, but this offensive line has got to get itself together.
That was Pat Jones, the Cowboy assistant coach, and that bench is electrified right now.
And we talk about the loss of Brian Billick, who became the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. He was their offensive coordinator. That coordinatorship was given to one Chip Myers, a longtime assistant, who everybody was so excited for. And unfortunately, he passed away of a heart attack, and they just haven't been the same since.
Berger's punt, a fair catch is called for, and I believe you'll see a penalty here. Like there are only 3 flags down in the neighborhood.
This is like a team that's not even being coached, that doesn't understand what's going on the field.
Every wheel has come off. Robert Tate ran into Ogden, who had clearly called for a fair catch.
Denny Green, Al, when you talk to him, he seems like a mild-mannered guy. He likes older veterans on his team. He wants to have those guys around. You can see Deion getting some ice on his hamstring.
On the kicking team, number 53, 15 yards, first down.
He said 53, but he means 83.
But Denny is going to have to go inside that locker room. And I've been in locker rooms where coaches have just exploded on the team. And he is going to have to start ripping some people. And he's going to have to wake this team up somehow. And somehow this defense is going to have to stop the offense of the Cowboys without Emmitt Smith right now.
Cowboys have outgained Minnesota 254 yards to 42. 17-0 Cowboys. First down, Dallas at the 42-yard line. Chris Warren's in the game with Emmitt back in the locker room. Aikman. And they're not going to go conservative here as they go to the air, and he has to throw that one away. Jerry Ball put the pressure on. Second down and 10. Be a part of the phenomenon Who Wants to Be a Millionaire later tonight. You'll see it on the West Coast, and don't miss a new episode every night for the next 2 weeks right here on ABC.
Well, Chris Warren's no slouch either now. He was a big-time running back with the Seattle Seahawks.
All-time leading ground gainer for him.
He certainly possesses the skills to run it up in there. I would continue to do what has gotten you where you are right now.
Second down and 10 from the 42. Aikman throws into traffic and is able to thread it in to Ernie Mills for a gain of 5 up to the 47-yard line. You know, you think about Aikman, the #1 pick in the '89 draft, and what a rock he has been through his career. 11 years in Dallas, 3 Super Bowl rings, 14 postseason games. And the following year, Jeff George, who's been a nomad. I mean, grew up in Indianapolis, attended Purdue initially, then went to Illinois, drafted by the Colts, 4 years there, 3 years in Atlanta, 2 years in Oakland. Now here, and Jeff has played in his career 1 playoff game. Third down and 5 from the 47-yard line. And Troy under pressure. The Vikings get the huge break they need. And at the 20-yard line, come up with it.
Dwayne Rudd had an opportunity for a touchdown if he could just pick the ball up, but like every other Viking tonight, it's not happening. And Stepnoski makes a bad snap. I think he was caught off guard by the blitz.
And they timed that blitz perfectly, too.
Watch this. Well, actually, it just slips out of his hands. And one of the most difficult things to do in all of football is to pick up a rolling ball like this, and it just bounces all over the place. Remember, it's not round, folks. It's got points on it.
And it's Chris Dolman who comes up with it.
It's the worst feeling in the world for a quarterback is to go back there and try to jump on that football like that. But if Dwayne Rudd picks it up, easy touchdown.
Now the Vikings getting the exact break they need. They need something to turn the game around. With 3:25 to go in the half. At the 21, Jeff George 1 out of 7. Carter matched up with Sanders this time. Top of the screen. George buys time. Finally an open man, and they get it to Andrew Jordan, the tight end, covered by Kevin Smith, knocked down at the 12-yard line. A little short of the first down.
This is reminiscent a little bit of the Indianapolis Colts game last week for the Dallas Cowboys. They come out, they're winning in the second half. Troy Aikman gets sacked, fumbled, and it gives the Indianapolis Colts some momentum, and obviously you sense that right now in the Vikings.
And second down and 1 with the ball at the 12-yard line. Quick flip, first down, Carter, and he gets taken down at the 5-yard line. Deion got a hand on his shirt as a first and goal.
What makes this guy so great, not Deion Sanders, but Cris Carter, is making catches like he just made there and making them look easy. And talking to Jeff George and saying, why did you come here? He said, well, when you get to play with players like this, they make it look easy. They make you look better than you are. And this is the group that I wanted to play with.
For years, they've been running that fade to Carter. Wouldn't that be a matchup here at top of the screen with Sanders on him? Instead to the ground. The Horde picking and threading, and a 2-yard gain to the 3-yard line, tackled by Woodson.
Man, if they get out of here 17-10, or 17-7, excuse me, what a break for the Minnesota Vikings.
Absolutely.
If they get in.
I mean, this game could be missed field goals, other missed opportunities. I mean, Dallas could be leading 30-0 at this point. Second and goal at the 3. Mo Williams is the running back in this set.
I can see Randy Moss getting it right here.
Instead to the ground to Mo Williams, nothing doing. And 60,000 with a cascade of boos.
Randy Moss lined up against Kevin Smith, and Kevin Smith 5'11".
2-minute warning. This is a very big play with a game that still has 32 minutes to be played. 3rd down goal inside the 5. Huge opportunity for Minnesota. And if they settle for only 3.
Well, even if it's only 3 and they get out of here only 14 down, I mean, that's still in itself is really, when you think about what has happened this first half, is unbelievable. I mean, 2 minutes ago they were on the brink of 24-0 possibly.
But to really turn it, they're going to need 7, and they spread it out. Nobody in the backfield. 5 receivers. 2 split left, 3 to the right. 3rd down and goal.
Now, if you had Randall Cunningham, you might run a quarterback draw here.
And George throws back to the end zone. They get it. It's Moss making the catch for the touchdown.
Too much time for Jeff George to operate, and it gives those receivers a chance to get open and find seams. And Kevin Mathis, 5'9", against Randy Moss in the middle in these seams. You could see him just looking, throwing it high, throwing it over the heads of the defensive backs. That's George Teague, the safety, number 31. But down here as a quarterback, throw it high and give your receivers a chance to go up above the smaller defensive backs.
Anderson for the point after. You saw that look on Jeff George's face. It was a combination of satisfaction and exasperation. But they're back in the game, 17-7.
The great thing about the NFL, Al, you're never out of it. All it takes is a turnover. You give up a big play, you make a big play. The next thing you know, you're right back into it. Take a look at this, and watch how Jeff throws it up high. And Teague doesn't even see the ball, and that's what you want to do. Take advantage of the ability of your receiver, but also remember, Randy Moss was a great basketball player in high school, and even talked about maybe going to play across the street for the Timberwolves, right, with Kevin Garnett. Throw it up there, let him go get it.
Pittsburgher to kick it off. Cowboys have all of their timeouts remaining. Goal line, Kevin Mathis to bring it back to the 24-yard line with 1 minute and 48 seconds remaining in the first half.
You know, Dallas was criticized last week because at the end of the first half they had enough time possibly to go into a 2-minute drill, and they didn't do it. They kind of played conservative and let the clock run out and went in at halftime with a lead. It'll be interesting to see right here what they do. And if they can get to their 3-receiver set and exploit some of those matchups, then I think that they can go down the field. But
well, the one weapon they don't have, though, is Emmitt Smith right now. Emmitt Smith with that left-hand contusion. We're awaiting the report on the X-rays. Right-hand contusion, and he suffered it on the touchdown, the second of his 2 touchdowns. Aikman to throw, hits the rocket. Ismail for a minimal gain. Tackled there by Jimmy Hitchcock. We'll go back and look at Emmitt as he crossed. Watch his right hand just before he crosses the goal line. Hitchcock hits him. And he gets hit from the backside as well.
What a great picture that is to tell you the story.
2nd down and 9 with the ball at the 24-yard line. Warren. He breaks one. He picks up the first down, goes out of bounds to save a timeout. Run out by Orlando Thomas up at the 37-yard line. Larry Allen, as he does so often, leads the way.
Take a look at this guy. He's 6'3", 330 pounds, and here he comes, number 73, your left guard, leading around the corner. When you have athletic ability of that size and you can get out there and take on defensive backs, what a weapon he is on the offensive line of the Cowboys. One of the best in the league right now.
1st and 10, ball at the 36-yard line. up by 10 with a minute to play in the half. Aikman throws, caught over the middle by Ismail, and Rocket has a first down at the 47-yard line, and the Cowboys will spend their first of 3 timeouts. 52 seconds left in the half. 17-7. Let's check in with Chris Berman in New York. Chris, good first half here in Minneapolis as the Cowboys have been dominant, but the Vikings get back into the game, capitalizing on the turnover and then scoring the Stepnoski snap, and now Troy Aikman to try to put at least 3 on the board for Dallas in the waning moments.
So dangerous on the road, giving that home team back the momentum that you so desperately wanted to get a hold of that first half, and they did that. They need to get a score right here, Alan. They're in their 5 wide out set. It creates those mismatches, especially inside.
They spread it. Nobody in the backfield but Troy. Over the middle and through the hands of the Rocket. Covered by Griffith. Second down.
Just catch the ball. The ball's right there. It's right on the money, and it's inside again. Remember that you're talking about matchups, and you're looking to get your fastest receiver across the middle with the ball in his hands as he's running. And look at that tight spiral. Look at the accuracy. And you're running your receiver on a safety, Griffith, who's going to have a hard time staying with him. You got to make that catch.
This time Aikman keeps Warren with him in the backfield on 2nd and 10. It's Mills in motion. Troy flips it out into the flat to Warren. Good coverage, though. Chris out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Run out of there by Kenny Wright, setting up a 3rd down and long.
Interesting what Foge Fazio is trying to do right now is just play zone and just wall everything off. Don't put your rookie defensive backs in those tough man-to-man situations. And you can see this hit right here at the end by John Randall, who is known to go after your legs like this. He actually gets knocked down. He has no choice, and he's so relentless that he's going after the quarterback any way he can.
3rd down and 10. And it is Warren and Chris, who took the direct snap, takes it to the 45-yard line. So Stepnoski snapping it right to Warren, but they are shy of the first down, and now Minnesota is going to take the timeout. 4th down and 2 upcoming after the timeout. Some great moments in the battles between these two teams. Let's go back to 1983.
Big opening for Tony Dorsett. Look out, he's got great speed. 99 yards and a half. Dorsett down the sideline. Stays in bounds. Can you believe that?
It's the 99.5-yard run, I think, is the longest run in the history of the league.
And it was later discovered, some of you might recall, that the Cowboys amazingly only had 10 guys on the field
Right.
for that play. Meanwhile, Randy Moss is sent back to return this punt. So it is Moss standing at the 10. It is Toby going to punt. Will he put it in Moss's hands is the question. Nope. Well, if he does, it's a fair catch, and Randy's just going to let it go. And it's a fair catch and a diner for somebody. So Minnesota gets it at the 20.
Well, I mean, this is the confidence that Denny Green has in his offense. Let's see if he takes a shot down the field. And if he does, I applaud him for it, because certainly they have been struggling, and he's trying to find any way, shape, or form to get another score here. And you would think with Jake Reed, Cris Carter, and Randy Moss all out on the field right now that he's going to let Jeff George have the opportunity to throw it down the field.
George, 33 yards passing in the half. Carter, 2 catches for 20 yards. Jordan, the tight end, 1 catch for 9, and Randy, 1 catch for 4 yards, but a big one for the touchdown.
And they're only down 10 points.
Amazing.
22 seconds.
Dallas with almost 5 times as much yardage as Minnesota.
They just took 4 seconds off the clock, and Minnesota has 22 seconds. A lot of times a coach, if you have some timeouts left, which the Vikings do, they have 1, they will actually try to run a screen pass just to see if they can pop something happens, and maybe give them a little bit better field position before they throw it up.
George would need about 45 yards to get him into Anderson's field goal range. 1st and 10 from the 20. And Jeff's going to sling one out here to Carter. And then Carter is out of bounds. He's covered there by Sanders with 16 ticks left.
You know, when you come into this game and you know that Deion has got a hamstring problem, why not go after him?
Flag down. There's a flag down all the way back at the 12, and it's going to come back. It's against Minnesota.
Holding, 73. Offense, 10 yards. Still 1st down.
Well, that's one way to keep him out, Al.
Yes.
He's having a rough night, Todd Stussy is. And he's getting all he can from Kavika Pickman and also from Alonzo Spellman.
Well, Minnesota now has 9 penalties for 67 yards. Clear right there. The Vikings have 63 yards of offense and 67 yards in penalties. 1st and 20 from the 10-yard line. It is knocked away. It is picked off by Izell Reese at the 40 with 7 seconds to play. Charlie Williams batted it. Izell Reese picks it. And for Izell Reese, that is his 3rd interception of the season. And now, well, the way Cunningham is kicking, I don't see them going for a 57-yard field goal, but at least Troy will get one heave into the end zone.
Well, you know, they still have 2 timeouts, so if he gets rid of it quickly.
7 seconds.
That's that. You can see right there, the longer you wait to throw the ball down the middle, the better chance there is for a deflection and one of those safeties to come up with an interception. What you want to do is you want to throw that ball about 15 to 18 yards down the field. Any further than that, the ball's in the air too long, no matter how strong your arm is.
And it will be an unlikely heave. Well, let's see. Aikman keeping in a lot of protection and then throws. I guess attempting perhaps to get Cunningham into field goal range from the 50 yards.
But you know what's interesting? He's doing it against Jimmy Hitchcock down here at the bottom when he should be doing it up top against the rookies, because the rookies obviously are going to be off. You know, that's a dangerous throw right there. There's a possibility for an interception, but they're going to give Richie Cunningham another shot at it.
From 57 yards away, Richie has missed from 42, missed from 37, made from 39, and his 2 extra points just barely got inside the left upright. Eric Bjornsson to hold, and
Cowboys.
Timeout. Dallas. 2nd team timeout. 30-second timeout.
didn't have the right personnel out.
Well, Chad Hennings didn't realize that they were actually going to go out and shoot and go for another field goal, and the down clock was running down.
54 yards, the longest of Cunningham's career. Now Troy's going to come back, and I think, yeah, I can't. For a guy who's having Cunningham's kind of year, I think you're better served taking one shot at the end zone, because the way Richie's kicking these days, who knows? You have a block. Minnesota runs that one back in.
You never know, though.
You
Al.
kill yourself.
Well, and his extra points have been a little bit of an adventure,
Yes,
too.
they have been, yeah. So after the timeout, they'll either just run the clock out or let Troy heave one into the end zone.
Well, the only thing I can tell you is that 29 and 20 are to his right. 86. And that's where he's going to go with it.
He can't heave that. He fumbles it, and Stepnoski recovers it, and that's the way the half will end here at Minneapolis.
Well, you saw 2 plays by 2 of the inspirational players and leaders on this football team, John Randall at the end and Cris Carter, making plays to try to get their team back into it.
That's the half. Dallas 17, Minnesota 7. Coming up on the Toyota Halftime Show, the top 10. A look at yesterday's NFL action in the Bowl Championship Series standings. An amazing year. If the season ended tonight, the Detroit Lions would be the #1 seed in the NFC, and St. Louis would be number 2. Toby Goins' kickoff to start the 3rd quarter is fielded at the goal line by Robert Tate, and he can fly. And Tate takes it back out to the 29-yard line. That's where Minnesota sets up shop. We go to Leslie Visser. Leslie?
Al, Denny Green is enormously disappointed in his team right now. He said, we didn't tackle on defense. No back has rushed for 100 yards against the Vikings. Emmitt had 140. He said we didn't pass protect on offense. Well, as for Emmitt Smith, he has fractured his fourth metacarpal. He is, of course, out for the game. He carries the ball in his left hand, but this is his right hand, but still very serious. No determination yet when he will return.
Okay, thank you, Leslie. As the Cowboys go home and meet Green Bay on Sunday, they have 4 games in 18 days beginning today. At the 29-yard line, it is Carter making the catch, staying in bounds, and they finally get him out of bounds. They are going to mark him out at the 34-yard line. Izell Reese bounced him out.
And it's going to take players like Cris Carter to get the Vikings back into this game. A great straight arm on the sideline to get extra yardage, to get that extra 2 or 3 yards.
By the numbers, let's take a look at Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was in the game for a total of 28 plays, as you can see. They only threw his way twice, and they have moved him around from the 35-yard line. This is Leroy Horde. And he takes it out to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. And they begin the second half the way they started the first half, with a good ground game.
Now, that's just a great play by Leroy Horde to get out of there. Alonzo Spellman and Ellis and Hennings had an opportunity to get him into the backfield, but he runs away from him. And again, if it's not for the great play, watch Spellman, number 90, come flying through. There's Hennings, number 95, in pursuit. If it's not for Horde making that play, the offensive line, again, misses blocks at the point of attack.
First down at the 42-yard line.
You see Jeff is audibling now because he senses a blitz.
And he gets one. And he throws, and it's caught by Carter, who gets inside Smith, runs around Deion Sanders, chased down by Deion, caught by Deion, flag at the end of the play.
And you're going to have a face mask on Deion Sanders, but as I said, this team can hit you and light you up at a minute's notice, and you've got to be careful. And right there, Jeff George reading the defense, calling a blitz, and hitting Cris Carter against Deion Sanders. Now that is the type of confidence that you expect to see from the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings. And he's throwing off his back foot. He's got the arm strength to get it there. And this is what you do if you're a receiver. You put the ball away and you run and you make extra yards. And nobody says that you have to be tackled and take it. You just give it, and that's exactly what he does right there to Deion Sanders.
39-yard pickup.
I just love the way Cris Carter plays, how he's physical, he's tough, he's aggressive. He's not taking anything from anybody on that field.
Coming off a fabulous game last week against the Broncos, 8 catches, 144 yards. First down, Minnesota at the 14-yard line. Take it to Williams. George buys time and then throws it away. Moss is double covered.
Well, he got up and he saw that the fact that Moss was double covered, and Ray Sherman and Denny Green both told us that they have never seen a receiver receive so much attention. And it's like people in the NFL are saying, look, 84 is not beating us. Randy Moss, there's no way we're going to let him beat us on deep routes, and they're going to put 2 guys on him. But Jeff has got to go to the other receiver and follow his progression.
Which he did last week. It's a case of Denver said Moss wouldn't beat us, and he did, and Carter beat him. Second down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Ford is whole. Leroy to the 8-yard line. It'll be third down and 4 with Moss on the bench for the moment. For Dallas, it has been a case when they have lost this year of fast starts and fizzling finishes. And they hope history does not repeat. They had the lead against Philadelphia, let the Eagles hang around. Eagles beat them. Could have beaten the Giants, let them hang around. Tiki Barber beat them. Led at Indianapolis last week. Yep, and the Giant defense.
Man.
Led at Indy last week after 3, and Peyton Manning and company beat them. 3rd and 4 at the 8. George stepping away. Looking, he's going to take it in himself. Can he get there? No, he slides down at the 1-yard line.
I think he was trying to get the first down. He realized it, but you know what he could have done there? He could have lowered his head. And he's telling everybody it's a first down, but if he lowers his head and gets in that end zone, you talk about inspiring your teammates a la John Elway in the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Izell Reese is hurt. Meanwhile, if it's Cunningham, he does his Edwin Moses routine there.
I mean, it's not an easy thing. He's got 3 Cowboys coming at him, and Izell Reese being one of them. But you can see right here, watch Jeff. Now he knows